One of my favorite things, hello, welcome back, is when you guys share good news with me. It's one of my favorite things in the world. One of the things I miss most is being able to respond to your emails. Before I had any babies at all, I would go to a coffee shop. Some of you were the recipients of my emails, and I would email you back in my inbox and give you life advice. That's the thing I miss really greatly, but I have no time for that as a mom of 3 children now. Maybe one day I'll be able to get back to that. But one of my favorite things is when I have a spare minute here or there to respond to a message, especially on Instagram, I'm able to see the message that was sent before you sent me the good news. I got a message recently from a girl who had just gotten engaged, and sometimes the good news is about a job or some healing that you were seeking in your life. It's all different kinds of things that women message me about the good news. And a gal who had said she had gotten engaged, and I was able to see the message before that, which was a couple of years ago, and she had said, I'm experiencing clarity and intentionality from a man for the first time. And it's like, I really don't know how to respond to it, right? And I made a video about this on Instagram, a really, really brief one, but I wanted to make a video for YouTube because I think it's so important. So often in the world of dating, if you're a woman in the world of dating, and if you're like, Margarita needs to hear this, said Margarita this video, it is such a mess. It's such a mess. We all know that. We don't have to say that 4,000 more times because we all know that it's really messy. Communication has broken down. People's abilities to relate to one another has broken down. The mess of dating is a symptom of a culture that we live in that is very sick. A lot of people are not healthy in mind, body, soul, and spirit. Maybe you disagree with me. That's okay. But from my vantage point, it seems like the culture is very ill. So I talk to women so often that say, I met this man, right? And maybe you met him on a matchmaking post. I don't know. And he is being so clear and intentional. And I'm so freaked out by it. And I don't know how to respond, and I don't know what to do because he's being so honest and he's being so forthright. And I just feel like running the other way because I don't know how to respond to this. And some people might say, that's ridiculous. Like if that's the case, then you're not ready to get in a relationship. Maybe I should have made this a crazy Chiquita video. And to that I would say, no. Because for so long, right, and men can say that too. If there's a man who wants to talk about this, go right ahead. I'm speaking from the women's vantage point and doing ministry with women for the last 14 years. From a woman's standpoint, there's a lot of wishy-washiness. There's a lot of lack of clarity. And again, this comes from both sides. Women can be totally wishy-washy and unclear too, okay? You have to make 4,000 disclaimers in life for everything at this point. It is a very real thing to meet a man who's being clear and forthright and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so not used to this. I'm so not used to this. I'm used to like the, oh, hey, do you want to hang out? Or, oh, hey, blah, 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 all the stuff. And I'm used to lack of clarity, and I'm used to sitting and being like, wow, I wonder, what he's thinking about this. Oh, sorry. When a man who's forthright and intentional, I would love to take you on a date. Like, by date 2, he's really clear about where he sees it going, how he's feeling. And you're like, oh my gosh. Here's what I want to say to you. Do not let all of the wishy-washy, unclear, muddy communication men ruin the good thing that is now, or could be, right? If this, comes into play next year in your life or 2 years from now. These women who say, I just want to run the other way, I'm like, don't you dare. Let the lack of communication and the silliness and the situationship garbage that you've put up with, do not let all of that and all of that behavior affect or ruin the good thing that is happening here and now. Believe that this beautiful thing can happen for you. Believe that this level of communication and honesty and clarity is good, right? And is something that you are deserving of. Sometimes that's the thing. It's like when all you've had is this garbage and this trash and this lack of clarity, you think, am I deserving of this level of honesty and clarity and forthrightness? Yes. The answer is yes, and I always want you to feel me cheering you on, right? Some guy on the matchmaking post said, I hope it's okay if I start a cheering section. And I said, my life is a cheering section. All I want to do is cheer for you. So I want to cheer for you and tell you, you are deserving of clarity. You are deserving of forthrightness. You are deserving of knowing where a man stands, right? And when all the garbage on over here makes you believe you're not worthy of this, I want you to renounce that lie. To even say out loud, I deserve to be treated well. You are worthy of a dating relationship, whether it's the first date, second date, fifth, your boyfriend, your fiance, right? You are worthy of being communicated with in an open way, and not sitting around wondering, sitting around fretting. I guess you could call it self-sabotage. You could sabotage the whole thing and believe that, right? And that belief is so real of, I don't deserve this. You could self-sabotage it. And a man who's a wonderful, wonderful man, you could ruin the whole thing. And you could run the other way, and you could, play games and try to play hard to get and do all of those things because you're like, this is normal. This is what I should be doing. You could sabotage the whole entire thing. That is your choice and that is your free will. And sometimes based on our upbringing and the ways that people have loved us or loved us conditionally, like there's so much, it's a very complex thing. And I want to, honor that. It's our hearts are very complex, and the way that we respond to love or to openness or to pursuit is a very complex thing, right? Psychologically for us all as human beings. But I want to encourage you not to sabotage it because you think you don't deserve it. I want to encourage you not to sabotage it because you think, oh my gosh, what must his motives be? Those are very real things as well, right? And it takes a discerning heart prayer with the Lord, right? Really trying to be intentional about seeing someone's real intentions, right? I can't speak to every circumstance under the sun, every relationship under the sun. If this man seems like a virtuous, good, faithful person that you're looking for, to sit and remind yourself, what am I looking for in the first place? Am I looking for situationship garbage, or am I looking for clarity and forthrightness? And allow yourself to go that direction, to be open to receiving that clarity, right? And not to run the other direction because all you've ever known is baloney. And as you walk and as you discern to see what his motives are, to see who he is, who he shows himself to be, you can discern yourself with clarity, with an open heart, with an open mind, and with a mind that is not trying to sabotage the whole thing because it's not what you're used to. If you have a friend who needs to hear this, send this to her. It was just a sweet moment to see that gal's message from a couple years ago, to say like, the man for the first time in my life is being so clear and intentional, and I'm not sure what to do. And then the next message a couple of years later is, we're engaged. Praise God that she was open and she was, willing to receive that openness and that clarity. And then it turned out in discernment to be the right man for her. Although they are not married, they're engaged. I just think it's a beautiful, wonderful, amazing thing when I can see that the journey and share in the journey with all of you. That's all for today. I have a heart for bringing more wonderful people together if that's God's will for them. Thank you to you brave souls who have participated in the matchmaking posts. It's been a joy to see the fruits of it, and hopefully in the coming months and years, I can help connect people in whatever way I can using all that God has given me here. I'm so blessed by you being here, supporting, loving. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.